I might get hate for saying this. I don't like Bakugo's normal costume, but the winter costume I adore. I kind of wish this just became his actual look, instead of something that gets busted out every now and again. Also, you gotta love the murderous expression he always has in these figures. Jesus. From Banpresto and their My Hero Academia line, specifically the Amazing Heroes subline, this is their Bakugo version 2, based more on the fight against Class 2B, and also the winter costume, which hasn't had that many appearances in the grand scheme of things, but it does look very slick. Take a closer look, and I really like their head sculpt for Bakugo. I even like how they've molded the explosion bits to be at an angle because that's how the wind is kind of blowing them back. I think it's a very smart decision, and it also means that if you get him at an angle more like this, you can still see both, whereas if they were at a normal angle, it would just look jarring all around. And moreover, I really love specifically the eyes. It's a weird thing to draw focus to, but the angle they're at, as well as the very simple paint job they were given, makes them universal in terms of how you pose this figure, which is great, seeing as how he's going to be a bit of a shelf hog. And also, I do like how they remembered to give him just the smallest of pupils and black outlines around the red. It's a very subtle thing that they didn't necessarily have to do, but it does just add to this figure's overall presentation. I will say this though, this is the first Banpresto I've ever had any type of paint splotch on. If you look, he has just a random orange streak on his back. It's not a big deal, and it's not like these are premium figures, they run you about $20 to $25. I'm pointing that out because of how many Banpresto reviews I've done, and this is the first time this came up. I think that's more a testament to the quality of the line overall, and plus, it's on the back. I'm not going to be looking at Bakugo like this. It's literally the only angle I would never want to pose this figure out, just because, then you're not seeing the cool detail. Speaking of cool detail, I do love that metallic metal they put on the arm gauntlets. You also see it up here on the shoulders. Very eye-catching. It does help to break up the black and green. And then, of course, the explosion. The explosion's pretty simple in the effect, but it does work. And I think it's an overall really solid attempt at capturing Bakugo's power. Also, you do have the orange on the shoes, which are very nice. I keep thinking there's supposed to be something in this hand. There's not. It's sculpted to just be that kind of grabby, like, I'm gonna smack you hand. But still, I think it overall gives a very interesting dynamic pose that's going to be a nightmare to put on a shelf. I like this figure, but I don't necessarily think it could be like the one Bakugo in your collection unless you just really love the pose. It's more for a completionist.